Hello everyone, I'm Gopeshwaran. Today I'll be explaining how the voting DApp works, which is based on blockchain technology. First of all, how the traditional client-server architecture works means it has a browser and it is connected to the backend, and the server is connected to the database. But what is the problem we'll be facing is the data which is stored on the database can be changed, and the code which is saved on the server can also be changed. What is the solution for this? Blockchain technology. Blockchain technology, the smart contract is stored on the blockchain, so it is immutable. And then the data also stored. Blockchain acts as a database which is two in one. So this is the one of the major advantage of blockchain. Okay, let me show how the code exactly looks like. It contains these many directories: build directory, contacts directory, migrations, node modules, test, and source. This test directory contains the JavaScript file, which contains the test codes to test our smart contract. And then this source directory contains our front end, contains the HTML file, CSS, and app.js. And then this node modules contains all the node dependencies we will require. And then next is migrations. It can it tells how the contract should be deployed at first initial stage. And then this contract which contains the migration.sol. This is like how the contract should be deployed to the blockchain. And then election.so, this is our main contract. How this particular application, I will explain in few minutes. This is build directory. Okay. Now let me show how the app works. So npm run, it's actually already running. We stop it. npm run day. Okay. It will start the day app. Okay. See, the thing is connected to a MetaMask wallet. So my account is 0EA1. So this is the Ganache. I'll be using one more dependency called Ganache private blockchain. It provides us with 10 initial accounts, which contains preloaded with 100 fake ethers, which cannot be used on this main network. It can. This is only for development purpose. Like it allows us to interact with the smart contract. So whether we can check whether the smart contract is working properly, it is only for development purpose. So now I'm using this EA1 this address. So this is a fresh address, so it allows me to cast vote. Let me cast vote for candidate. It asks for a confirmation. Okay, see. So they need to again load it. See, my vote is successfully submitted. But if I want to cast vote again from the same account, it is not possible because one address can cast only one vote. So if I want to cast vote, I need to change the account. Let me use this account. So in order to use account, we need to import the private key. We need to import the account using the private key. Let me import it. I need to paste that private key. Just import. So this one has 100 NPC, which means it's a fresh. We didn't use. It is not used previously. In order to cast a vote, let me again cast a vote to candidate one now. Again, it's asking for confirmation. Let me press confirm. Yeah. See, also vote is successfully submitted. Each one have one vote. So let me explain how the code works. This election.zone. The first we need to mention the version of Solidity language we are going to use, and then a contract keyword followed by the contract name, and then here will be having the candidate model. Like each candidate will have the name, string name, and the total number of count, like vote count, uh, like each candidate will have, and then this candidate, like each candidate will be mapped to like particular key value that is his ID. and it will be stored in candidates variable. Next one will be candidate count. We'll be keeping the count of candidate count. And if you see, this is public, declared to public, because we can get this from outside. We can get it from a contract, and also user can also get this particular count. And then there's a mapping. This voters mapping is done to ensure that each voter can vote only once. This constructor variable is invoked when the initially the contract is deployed. So this add candidate, you add the particular name of the candidate to this candidate count will be increased, and that candidates will be added to this mapping thing. And then if you want to vote, like I press this vote button here, right? If I press that button, this particular function will be invoked. Uh, this function will like whether it will check whether this voter already casted the vote. If it is not, we can proceed further, and then it will check the particular candidate ID exists, whether it is a valid candidate ID. Then, if it is a valid candidate ID, then it will further the voter can cast the vote, and the candidate the candidate count, the voting count for the particular candidate ID will be incremented, and it will emit an event. This is how it works. So let me show how the this this is the front end, this thing, index.html. So when I press the button, this vote button, this will call this function cast vote function. This cast vote function is here in the JavaScript, the app.js. This app dot cast vote here. This cast out function will be called. This it will first get that particular candidate ID, and then next the contract will be deployed, and the particular instant deployed instant will cast the code from my this app, that account which is casting the vote. Okay, so if it is any error, it will be handled properly. Next, how this front end is shown, because we need to get this candidate name, these things all from the blockchain, so that first it will deploy the contract, and then after deploying it, it will get the each and every candidate ID, name, vote count, these things, ID, name, vote count, it will get, and it will add to the template. And then after that, it upon that particular template to the results. This result will be shown here. First, this is empty, right? It will be appended. Next is this and all, it's a boilerplate. First, it will get the connect to the Web3, and then accounts will be loaded. The MetaMask account will be loaded. This your account is here. This one, the account which I used here. This one is connected to the blockchain, right? This one, this website. So I will get the load this account, and then load all the contracts. And the next one is under the test directory, we have this JavaScript file which will test our smart contracts. So it will first check whether all the initialized with the correct values, whether the correct ID, candidate ID. This is called smoke test. And then it also allows the users to cast the vote, whether it will check whether this event is triggered properly, and that the voter is marked properly, and the incrementation like happens properly. And it also like throws an exception for exception for an invalid vote. For example, if the same voter want to cast a vote again, it should throw a error message. It's like it will check whether it's happening properly. And then for double voting, so let's run this test. So in order to run the test, we open new tab, cd, cd test. See, all the test cases passed. Okay, so it's all the things are happening properly. So let me show you again. I want to cast wood from this particular account. Private key, I copy private key. So just let me import that particular account by pasting the private key. Okay. So the account is it's not connected. Yeah, I need to connect that account. Yeah, it's connected. What is the account address? It starts with EOF. Okay. Yeah. So since it's a fresh account, I'm allowed to vote. Let's vote candidate one. Okay. Confirm. Yeah. It passed. Hmm. Yeah. So now the candidate one should have two votes. Yeah, two votes. So our account is successfully submitted. So when I press the vote, that vote button, this in app.js, this cast vote function will be called, and that one will get I will select a candidate one like this, so the candidate ID will be equal to 1. So it will deploy this contract and the instant will vote. This vote function will call this function, vote function, and then it will check all the necessary conditions are satisfied. If it is satisfied, the vote will be successfully submitted. So since I already submitted, I'm not allowed to cast a vote again. See, in this one, it will first check app.account. That is this particular account it is already if check it is already true or false. If it is true, then form will be done. That in order to cast the form should be there, right? It will be done, and then success message. This success message only will be shown to the user. Okay, so this is how the voting DApp works. I hope I explained well. Thank you.